In the year 300 BC, on the Mediterranean shores of Cyprus, lived a man named Zeno of Citium. Zeno was not born a philosopher, nor did he grow up with the intention of becoming one. He was a merchant, ambitious, wealthy, respected, a man whose life was defined by trade routes, coin, and certainty. His ships carried precious dyes, metals, and goods across the ancient world. Life was predictable, profitable, safe, until one day everything changed. During a voyage from Phoenicia to Piraeus, a violent storm swallowed his ship. The sea, calm just hours earlier, rose like a living force. The wind howled, the waves struck with fury, and before anyone could act, his vessel, along with every last piece of cargo, sank into the depths. In a matter of minutes, Zeno's years of work, wealth, and stability vanished. Not because of a bad business decision, not because of betrayal or incompetence, but simply because nature decided so. The turning point. Imagine standing on the shore the next morning, cold, exhausted, alone. Your future, blank. Most of us would grieve, some would rage, others might drown in hopelessness, because losing everything is not just a financial catastrophe, it is an emotional one. Our identity is often tied to what we build, what we own, and what we achieve. But Zeno responded differently. Instead of despair, he turned inward. Instead of lamenting what was lost, he wondered what could be learned. This moment, this unexpected disaster, became the seed of something much bigger. This is where Stoicism was born, a new way of seeing the world. After the shipwreck, Zeno wandered Athens, eventually finding a bookshop. There, he encountered the works of Socrates, a man who questioned assumptions and challenged emotional impulses. Inspired, Zeno sought out philosophers, asking, learning, observing, until he developed his own philosophy, a way of living based on reason, clarity, and acceptance. He began teaching not in a palace or a private school, but in a busy public area called the Stoa Poikile, the painted porch. From that porch, his ideas spread to everyday citizens, workers, soldiers, slaves, rulers, anyone willing to listen. Stoicism was not meant for the elite. It was meant for humanity. Stoicism misunderstood today, many think Stoicism means avoiding feelings or acting emotionless, but that is not true. Stoicism teaches you can feel emotion, you can experience pain, you can acknowledge fear, but you do not let these emotions rule you. Stoicism is not the absence of emotion. It is the mastery of it. It is the ability to remain steady when the world around you is not. A philosophy for everyone. Throughout history, Stoicism attracted people from all walks of life. Epictetus, once a slave, who taught that true freedom begins in the mind. Seneca, a statesman who advised leaders and wrote on moral clarity. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, who ruled one of the largest empires in history while privately writing reflections that still guide millions today. Stoicism also rejected social barriers. Unlike other philosophical schools, Stoicism welcomed the poor, the wealthy, outsiders, women. Long before society accepted the idea, Musonius Rufus firmly stated that virtue and wisdom belonged to both genders equally, a revolutionary belief in the ancient world. Why Stoicism still matters. Modern life, like ancient life, is unpredictable. Jobs disappear, relationships end, health fails, plans collapse. The world doesn't always give warnings, and it rarely gives explanations. Stoicism teaches us not to be shocked when hardship arrives, because hardship is part of being alive. Just as no one curses the ocean for having waves, we shouldn't curse life for having obstacles. Voluntary discomfort, training the mind. One Stoic practice is called voluntary discomfort. It includes simple but intentional challenges, taking cold showers, sleeping on the floor, eating plain food, walking instead of driving, not as punishment, but as preparation. When we deliberately face inconvenience, we learn two things. Comfort is not required for survival. We are stronger than we think. This builds a kind of mental armor, not to remove emotion, but to prevent fear from controlling us. The trap of external happiness. Much of modern society teaches us, success means wealth, happiness requires luxury, value depends on status, but these things are unstable. Fortune shifts, beauty fades, possessions break. When our identity depends on external things, we live in constant fear of losing them. Seneca warned, "He who needs wealth to feel rich is forever poor." Stoicism flips the formula. Happiness comes not from acquiring more, but from needing less. The dichotomy of control. The core principle of Stoicism is simple but powerful. Some things are within our control, everything else is not. We cannot control weather, other people, the past chance, outcomes, but we can control Our actions, our choices, our mindset, our response. Freedom begins the moment we stop wasting energy on things outside our influence. The four virtues, Stoicism's foundation. Stoicism rests on four virtues: wisdom, knowing what to act on and what to release; courage, moving forward despite fear or uncertainty; temperance, practicing balance, restraint, and self-discipline; justice, acting with fairness, compassion, and integrity. The Stoics believed justice was the highest virtue because humans exist to support one another. A Stoic leader in modern times. Even centuries later, Stoicism shaped history. Nelson Mandela, during 27 years in prison, studied Marcus Aurelius. He emerged not angry, not vengeful, but grounded, composed, and focused on rebuilding. His attitude echoed the Stoic principle: what has happened cannot be changed. Only what happens next is in our hands. Stoicism and modern therapy. Stoic ideas influenced present-day psychology, especially REBT, rational emotive behavioral therapy, logotherapy. These methods help people confront negative thoughts, challenge emotional reactions, and build meaning even through suffering. A closing reflection. Stoicism does not promise a life without hardship. Instead, it offers a way to remain steady through hardship. It teaches us that peace is not found in perfect circumstances, but in the way we meet circumstances. Ships may sink, fortune may rise and fall, everything someday ends. But if we respond with clarity, calmness, and virtue, then regardless of how long or short our life becomes, we have lived well.